Cree people of what is now known as Western Canada have inhabited the area of central Alberta since time immemorial. The Cree people of Musqueam signed Treaty No. 6 adhesion at Blackfoot Crossing in 1877. Today, the Musqueam Cree are made up of 4 nations: Samson Cree Nation, Ermineskin Cree Nation, Louisbourg Tribe, and the Montana First Nation. On June 23, 1980, the Samson Cree Nation chief Jim Omirso and his council established the Samson Education Trust Fund, SETA. The Samson Education Trust Fund is governed by written trust deeds and policies. Under the original trust deed, the Samson leadership transferred $1 million to the trustee with the intent that the funds be dedicated in perpetuity for the promotion and encouragement of education for Samson Cree Nation members. The Chief and Council determined that the interest income generated from the trust would be utilized to provide funding for educational purposes for the benefits of Samson Cree Nation members. The trust fund will assist qualifying Samson students financially through incentives, scholarships, and awards programs. The trust fund is used to supplement other financial assistance received by students, such as INAC, outside scholarships, student loans, and parental contributions. Professional investment managers are retained by the Board of Trustees to handle the trust fund portfolio of investments. A diversified, balanced portfolio approach is used to minimize risk. The investments and results of investment managers are closely monitored by the Board of Trustees. The trust fund only provides general financial support through incentives, scholarship, and awards to qualifying students. The Government of Canada, through the Department of Indigenous Services, has a first-line treaty obligation and trust responsibility for the payment of tuition, accommodation, travel, books, and supplies for Samson students. The financial assistance are actions that shall not be interpreted as, and that they do not signify or operate as any waiver or surrender of any right or entitlement of Samson Cree Nation members. On January 1st, 2019, the Samson Education Trust Fund Board of Trustees approved a name change to reflect the language and culture of the Samson Cree Nation. The new name is Nipsihkopaq Iniwin Trust Fund. NITF seeks to officially recognize Samson Cree Nation members with their educational endeavors who have successfully completed their educational programs and have obtained a profession or occupation that will benefit themselves and the Samson Cree Nation. Today, the Samson Cree Nation has a population of over 9,000 members and growing. The Nipsihkopaq Iniw Trust Fund has a capital of over 37 million. We have many doctorates, masters, and degree holders. Many nation members have also completed their certificate programs, diplomas, and trades. Our grade 12 graduation rate continues to grow. What does the future hold for Nipsihkopaq Iniw Trust Fund and Samson Cree Nation? May our great Creator bless each and every one of us. Hi, hi.
Tansen to temtek, wagomagantek, kehteyak, oskayak, eguaka kiawai sinuak, Welcome to the 40th anniversary of the Nipsikopak Inisuin Trust Fund Awards. My name is Mario Swampy and I'm your host. And now I would like to introduce our drummers, the Bear Hills Drum Group. Thank you, drummers. That was very beautiful. And we'd also like to thank our Eagle Staff carriers. And now we're going to be led in prayer by students from the Grace Marie Swampy Primary School. Thank you, students, for that very powerful prayer. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the Chief of the Samson Cree Nation, Chief Vern Saddleback.
That's no Temtik. Welcome to our 40th annual NITF Awards night. Gosh, 40 years. I can't believe it's gone by that fast. Laurent was just telling me at 1980 is when we started, and I'll share a short story about 1980. For me, 1980 was, I was actually in grade 10. I just went to high school, grade 10. I remember this, and I want to encourage all you students to stay in school, whatever it looks like, whatever you got to do. Stay in school. Because I remember in grade 10, I went to school and I went there with 40 friends, 40 Indigenous First Nations friends from Musco Chiefs. We all knew each other, 40 friends that we all went to grade 10. And went off to grade 11, I did all my grade 10 senior matric and went off to grade 11, and there was, counting heads, there was 20 of us left. When I went to grade 12, there was only 2 of us. So, we just kept losing people. But I went off, got my high school diploma and off, and, and I since now have my master's in education, and I don't regret any of it. It's something that is important. It'll define who you are as a human being. There's lots of tremendous personal healing when it comes to education. And I want to encourage all of you to stay in school, and speaking about healing, we're living one of those generational moments in life where someone's going to ask you, where were you when the pandemic hit, when COVID-19 hit? And this generation is going to be able to have stories to tell. They're going to say, this is how it was for us. This is the way it was. So I want to encourage all of you, like in this time of pandemic, this is when we need the healing the most. And this is when I want to encourage all of you students, stay in school, figure this out. I know you're not in a normal classroom operations. You're probably learning school online from home. You're probably getting used to words like Zoom, Cisco, Google Classrooms, whatever the platform is, you're getting used to meeting online and getting educated. And, and when people are going to ask you, where were you in the pandemic? You're going to be able to say, I finished my grade 12. I finished my master's degree, I finished my undergrad degree. I did my last year online and I graduated. And that's going to be your story. Let that be your story about the pandemic. Don't let the pandemic be about broken relationships or whatever else might be going on for you at a personal level. Don't let this pandemic win. Finish, graduate. It's your future, and there's going to be lots of healing, and I want to encourage all of you to get through this, because we're all going to get through this together. So with that, 40 years has gone by, we are here. I want to congratulate all of our graduates from Samson Cree Nation, and I want to thank all the powers that be that made this a success for all of us. I want to thank all of you students, all the parents who supported you, all of your kids, all of your family members who supported you to stay in school. Thank you very much on behalf of Samson Cree Nation for making you all a success. Good luck, everybody, with your futures. Exit no Temtik. Hi, hi.
Thank you, Chief, for that message. Now I'd like to introduce the chairwoman of NITF, Louisa Miaso.
Dante, my name is Louisa Miaso, and as chair of Nipsikopa Nation Trust Fund, it gives me great pleasure to provide you the opening remarks. We are currently in unprecedented times. However, as our mandate of Nipsikopa Nation Trust Fund, we are continuing in recognizing Samson Cree Nation's academic achievers who have had to adapt to their various forms of studies, from in-classroom to online. We at Nipsikopa Nation Trust Fund had to modify our budgets to also help students with their success. We have purchased over 100 Chromebooks, and we now have a reimbursement laptop policy. Please continue making Samson Cree Nation proud by continuing your education endeavors. Hi, hi.
Thank you, Chairwoman Louise. Now we'd like to introduce a segment recognizing and honoring our COVID-19 frontline workers. And now on to the awards. But before we get into awards, I would like to acknowledge our students in K4 to grade 9. Just want to encourage you to continue on in your studies, work hard, and in no time we'll be seeing you up here as well to receive your awards. And now I'd like to acknowledge the grade 9, 10, and 11s who will be receiving awards for their academic achievements. And now to acknowledge our grade 12 graduates. Congratulations for your hard work, especially during this difficult time during the pandemic. You've all have shown dedication and perseverance, and we do definitely want to applaud all your efforts and congratulate you. Our next category of awards is for the post-secondary trades, diplomas, and certificates. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Tammy Bruno, who has received her master's in nursing.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Tammy Bruno. I recently graduated from the University of Alberta, Master's in Nursing for Nurse Practitioner Family All Ages program. Since it's been 40 years that SAMHSA has been recognizing graduates and award recipients who in education in post-secondary and also in middle school, junior high. I think that's a fantastic achievement in all these years. One of the things that today is probably most pressing or setting precedent is the COVID pandemic. It's definitely changed the way we live our lives. It's definitely changed our thinking and how we plan and have been working around trying to keep people safe, and which is the biggest message out of all of the pandemic planning. What also comes to my mind is survivorship and preparedness. For many years, scientists have discussed how to be prepared for when a pandemic was going to strike. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. Back in 1918, there was the Spanish flu, which killed about a third of the population in North America. And I recall learning in my nursing studies how it was such a terrible time because they were making mass graves. I was told that in Calgary, there was huge mass graves from nearby some of the hospitals because they couldn't keep up with the amount of people who were dying from the Spanish flu. And many people in my generation probably wouldn't know that unless they've been in school or if they've done research. There's very few people in my father's generation, the baby boomer generation, who even recall that. And back then, I guess social distancing wouldn't have been a problem because you had to travel to get to certain places. Today, the pandemic has hit, and it literally has caused the world to stop. And I recall during my time, my tenure as a registered nurse, how to prepare for natural disasters, how to be prepared for such a thing as the pandemic. And it was a very difficult topic because how do you prepare for something that you really don't know the impacts? Well, today you can see it had literally stopped the world. We've gone through the first wave. We've gone through a second wave. We're now going to be going through a potential third wave with the COVID variants. It's very important that we still continue to practice our safety, our being able to keep socially distant, to be able to self-prepare and make sure we have all of the things that we need at home so we don't have to be going out into public as much. It really is a difficult time when you can't spend time with those that you love, your parents, your grandchildren, your friends, and it has made a big impression on people, so much so that mental health has become a huge thing. There's been an increase in opioid deaths in the province, most likely due to the fact that they can't be around people that they know and love. A lot of people there's been a rise in suicides, but they don't have the numbers just yet with respect to how that's impacted people in the communities. I think the bottom line is just to continue to do what you know is right, and to make sure that you're not just going to visit people because you're bored or you're getting cabin fever. This is testing the will and the might of all of us, and we must be vigilant, we must be strong, and we must continue to be proactive in our safety and safety of others. I continue to wear the mask wherever I go because I don't know what I'm carrying. You don't know what you're carrying. We don't want to spread germs to each other. And so it's very important to continue to mask and to wash your hands as often as you possibly can. And I've washed my hands so much that I have such raw hands, but I know that I'm not going to be bringing stuff home to my kids when they get home from school, when I get home from work. And also think about preparedness for the future. This is going to set precedent, the way things are going with the pandemic. The way we live, the way we interact with each other is definitely going to change. And so with that, I think, we do have to kind of take a step back and say, what can we do to prepare ourselves for any natural disaster? So saving things like water, having enough water to keep you safe in your home for 3 days, enough food in your home, whether it's canned goods, jarred goods, to keep you fed for the next little while. Medications, this is something that I know we get a lot of phone calls in the clinic about for those who have tested positive for COVID. How am I going to get my medications? And so there's been a lot of, you have to think a lot about how you're going to be prepared for those times when you might be shut in your house. Maybe not due to a pandemic, maybe because of a natural disaster. So when I think about the speech that I had, looked at today, I thought, survivorship is definitely a key message. Preparedness is definitely a key message, and to still practice that safe social distancing. This is going to be a change in the world that we will never forget for years to come, I'm sure. But I wish you all the best. I'm so thankful that we're still here together for those of us who are still here. I pray for all of those as we look to the potential third wave, and thank you so much for allowing me to have the opportunity to speak. Hi.
Thank you, Tammy, for your keynote address. Very, very inspiring. And now our next acknowledgement is for the Masters recipients who will be receiving blankets, feathers, and gifts.
Hi, my name is Mike Chorley. I'm a partner at MMP. On behalf of MMP, I would just like to congratulate Jocelyn Boyces on completing her Bachelor of Arts at the University of Alberta.
On behalf of Peace Hills General Insurance Board of Directors, it gives me privilege and honor to present this Achievement Award to Shawnee Buffalo for completing her Bachelor of Arts degree at the University of Alberta. And I want to congratulate Shawnee for her achievement.
On behalf of Ray & Company, I'd like to congratulate Jaden Four Eyes, who will be receiving their laptop for completion of a Bachelor of Arts in Justice Studies from the University of Lethbridge. Congratulations, Jaden.
Tanse no temtik, nesiga sot pisamaya bewasquel, egwa, okamal kahiu ogisigosquel. I'm Catherine Swampy, and on behalf of Peace Hills Trust, congratulations to Tina Johnson with her Bachelor of Indigenous Social Work degree. Please accept this gift of a blanket, a feather, and a laptop.
Congratulations to Shanna Omiaso
as the recipient of $1,000 from the Catherine and Armand Swampy Parenting Bursary.
Danse My name is Dr. Shauna Bruno, and it's an honor to present this award and these beautiful gifts on behalf of the MESC Board of Governors to Cheyenne Lewis. And we're so very proud of her, and we congratulate her on this accomplishment. And I just want to say, to Cheyenne, thank you for working so hard for yourself and your family, but also for you've just lifted up your community. So hi.
On behalf of Leith Wheeler, we'd like to congratulate Arthur Oliver for completion of Bachelor of Education from the University of Alberta. We'll be presenting him with a laptop, a blanket, and an eagle feather. Congratulations, Arthur.
Danse, my name is Ashley Saddleback. I'm a Nipissigupa Education Authority board member. I'm here to present an award to Sharon Swampy for completing her Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Food Science from the University of Alberta. On behalf of the board, I would like to congratulate Sharon on her amazing accomplishment. University is not easy, but her hard work and perseverance has paid off. Sharon is a role model to Samson Cree Nation and has a bright future ahead of her. Congratulations, Sharon.
Hello, Dunsa everyone. I'd like to thank NITF for this gift. I'd also like to thank my parents, my family, NEA, everyone who supported me throughout this journey in my university years. I also feel grateful that I am now working in the healthcare field as a registered dietitian with Indigenous populations. And I look forward to seeing more Indigenous people enter the health field and having that grow, and also to see the future of other Indigenous people making a difference as well. Thank you. Hi.
On behalf of KHTF, Gisonia Trust Fund, we'd like to congratulate Lacey Yellowbird for completion of her Bachelor of Arts from the University of Athabasca. Congratulations, Lacey.
So it just gives me great honor and privilege to be here to present on behalf of the Muscatese Ambulance Authority Board of Directors to a student who excelled and completed her education at the Columbia University in New York City. Her name is Shaylin Yellowbird. With your schoolwork, I know you're going to complete and move on and achieve your goals, whatever they may be. Thank you very much.
Danse Atawia, Kakio Kitatamskat Tenawao. I am very pleased to be a part of this important celebration. Let's take this time to acknowledge the hard work of all of the students this past year who have continued to strive for excellence. I'd like to take this moment to extend a congratulations to all of the students and to also Nipissigupa Inisawin Trust Fund on their 40th anniversary. Thank you to NITF for continuing to support all of our students in Nipissigupa. Congratulations, and nothing but the best wishes for your successful future, each of you. Hi. On behalf of the Parkan Board of Directors and its managing agent, I am pleased to present this gift to Jennifer Ann Lightning on completing her Bachelor of Arts degree in Native Studies at the University of Alberta. Congratulations.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Alicia Saddleback, and I am very honored to be here this morning to present and celebrate our members who are achieving their educational journeys. I just want to tell you, please don't stop dreaming. Don't stop learning. Learning is a lifelong journey. So with that, I want to congratulate Cherise Cutknife, who has completed her second degree, her ATEP from the University of Alberta. Congratulations on behalf of Samson Management Limited, our Board of Directors, management, and staff.
First of all, I would like to give thanks to the Creator for giving us a new day. I'm here today to present two recipients with the Diane Brickner Award on behalf of Peace Hills General Insurance. A little bit of history on Peace Hills General Insurance is that it's fully owned and operated by Samson Cree Nation. And part of the contributions we've given back to our nation is through awards such as this. I'd like to say thank you to the board of directors, to Samson Cree Nation, Chief and Council, and all those that work behind the lines to make these awards successful. So with that, I'd like to say thank you and wish you well on your education endeavors. And the two successful recipients this year for 2020 are Natasha Saddleback and Kiera Johnson. So on behalf of the board, Tisagitin Kakio, and continue to move forward, stay safe. Nanaskaman Kakio, hi hi.
On behalf of Nipsikopak Inisawin Trust Fund, I want to congratulate Ms. Tammy Bruno on getting her master's in nursing from the University of Alberta. Congratulations and good luck with your future.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so honored by these wonderful gifts that were given to me. I want to thank Creator for helping me get through. I want to thank my sister in heaven. She helped me so much achieve my master's before she passed away last year. Thank you for telling me not to quit. And I accept these gifts for you. Miss you so much, and I hope you're seeing all of this and that you're proud of me. Thanks to my parents who are still here. I'm so grateful that they're still alive and that they're still together. I realize how fortunate I am. Few people in the community who have their parents still. And so thankful to my kids for taking it easy on Mom during the times going to school. It was very, very difficult, but thank you so much to the band for giving me this chance to finish, to achieve my dream of becoming a nurse practitioner. Hi.
On congratulations from NITF, Nipsikopak Inisawin Trust Fund, to Violet Souze on getting her master's in Indigenous Languages from the University of Blue Quills. Congratulations and good luck on your future.
Okay, I just want to say ai kina naskum tanawao. Ekaskita maso ano me koya kiowao e na naskumi e kristowao. Peki koya no te witaman. Spika ki matix na mauksian ni mosompa ne kitued. Nia nano me ki tatasya uskinik sko ki ikiupiki koyak ni mosompa ne kitued. Amma tuskatamuk masnaigan. Kwe kisi tak maka ekaya kikapsita anawa amma masnaigan kaktimahaye koktaisinim noak. And I just wanted to share that today. My late grandfather, who raised 4 of us girls, told us girls to complete our education and get that piece of paper. And he advised us not to use that piece of paper against our people, but to help our people. And I just want to remind the young people going through education that this is an awesome journey, and I encourage it. But like what my grandfather said is, when you get that degree or that master's or that doctorate, use it to enhance our people and not to undermine them or to hurt them in any way. That's what I want to say, and thank you for this. I did not expect this. Hi.
Danse, Yotinskon Sigason. My name is Windwoman, and my English name is Holly Johnson. I sit on Chief and Council, and I want to first of all congratulate everybody that has graduated in their endeavors in 2020. It's a step towards your lifelong learning. I also want to thank at this time NITF, Nipsikopak Inisawin Trust Fund, for all the support that they give to our students. It used to be called Samson Education Trust Fund, which is where I started. And I want to encourage all the students to, follow your dreams. Education is a lifelong learning. There's no age limit as to when education can cease. And I also want to mention that, our elders knew that years and years ago. They started teaching us when we were just young babies. And I think you have to understand that education and learning does not cease in our lifetime. We continue to grow. And every time we learn something, we grow. We grow to be that stronger person. And even when things don't go right for you, you're still learning. But you have to have the ability to acknowledge that something didn't go right for you and learn from that experience. So I want to encourage every one of you to just keep learning. Education is a lifelong learning. I can't emphasize that enough. And also to follow your dreams. Back in when Samson Education Trust Fund, which is now called NITF, I'll tell you a little story about me. I started back after I graduated from high school, I went to Mount Royal College. And at that time, my field of interest was recreation because I was somewhat athletic, I guess you can say. And so I had a dream I had this aspiration to be a phys ed teacher. And as I went along, I realized that my passion changed. And I think you need to also recognize that as you're going through your journey of learning. I ended up with a commerce degree out of University of Alberta. And then I went into a Master's of Arts degree in Leadership and Administration. And I remember a former chief telling me, when are you going to go back to school? For me, it was like, I'm done school. I got my degree, I'm done. But you know what? It ended up that I ended up going back for my master's. So you will keep learning. Today, I'm learning from elders. I may not get a degree from learning from my elders, but you know what? I'm learning my Nehiyaw way. And I also want to encourage you to learn your Nehiyaw way. Nehiyaw mamtanaitskan, Nehiyaw pikskwewin, Nehiyaw pimatson. That's important in setting your foundation. Understanding that you have a strong foundation of being Nehiyaw will make you that much stronger when you have to live that other world, which is the Western world, we call it. So having a balance of the two worlds is going to make you that much stronger of a person. So I want to encourage you all to take the time to do an inventory of your education and your learning. Where are you at? Where do you aspire to be in 10 years? In 5 years? What is your dream? What is in your heart? And those are the things you need to follow. So I want to encourage you all, and I want to also congratulate NITF for the great work that they've been doing. Hi.
We'd now like to acknowledge the past trustees who have sat on the board over the past 40 years. Thank you all for joining us for our 2020 virtual Nipsikapak Inisuin Trust Fund Awards. Well, I'd like to again thank everyone who's been involved in this awards, from the presenters to the recipients It's been a wonderful time acknowledging and honoring all of our students. And I'd just like to encourage each and every one of you, I know it's been a difficult time navigating through this pandemic, to continue to persevere. I remember as a kid myself, this was one of the nights we looked forward to when I was in school, receiving the awards. And I'd like to also thank the sponsors for their generous contributions and gifts that our recipients were receiving for their awards. Thank you all again very much, and we will see you next year at the 2021 Nipsikupak Inisuin Trust Fund Awards.